Hi everyone, I'm Kenzie Moss, and today for Member Spotlight, we have Mr. Parker Hendricks. Thank you for being here, Parker.
Oh, pleasure. Pleasure being here.
I'm excited for our interview to hear all about what you do over at Radin. Tell me who you are, what your company is, a little bit about of your
Yeah.
background.
Yeah. Parker Hendricks with Radin Dynamics, we're a custom software solution company. And what does that mean? It's really broad. That's by design, kind of, because we want to be agile enough to help any manufacturer. Hopefully in Georgia, we really want to, that's our goal is to be the software developer for Georgians. We end up going out of state a lot and helping Georgians as well. But if they have a problem as it relates to software, we're there to build solutions. So we're a Microsoft partner. So most of what we do is based off of uh, Power Platform, Power Automate, Azure for cybersecurity, CRM, Microsoft Dynamics 365, Business Central if you need a small ERP, and F&O if you need a large ERP. But what really sets us apart is our ability to connect everything together. So if you have an MES or a SCADA, or if you have IoT devices, we're one of the few firms in the state that can make all those things connect and speak the same language. So in essence, what we do is unify all the data. That way you can report on it, analyze it, use it to market in a more efficient, effective way. So that's what we do. This Our CEO Shiv has been doing this for 20 years now. He's been working with Microsoft. So he also has a background in engineering and has worked in plants in his early adulthood. So he's the technical expertise. I am the plain speak guy. So you don't have to speak in JavaScript or JSON with me. It's just all words. I like the English language, and I also just like translating what the manufacturer's needs are into these solutions. So that's it's always been a fun and neat puzzle for me.
Gotcha. So, how did you get here? What is your background? What did you go to school for?
Yeah. Strangely enough, I went to school at Young Harris College in the North Georgia mountains, and then down south to Valdosta State University, and I studied acting. Um,
Really?
yeah, so I was an actor for several years. I studied Shakespeare in London. I played Touchstone as a court jester. As a fun role. And then I ended up traveling the country uh, with a band of hooligans doing a comedy Wild West show. So I traveled all over state fairs, big corporate events, doing an improv based uh, comedy Wild West show where I played Sheriff Hopalong casually and
This is
had a
why I
lot of
like
fun.
doing Member Spotlight because I would have never known this about you.
Yeah, yeah,
That
a
is
lot of
so
people don't.
cool.
And funny enough, like that experience, acting, people think, oh, you must be able to talk to anybody. Well, no, I was actually very introverted and very dedicated to my craft. And doing that Comedy Wild West show, I was forced to interact with people live. And I think that really allowed me to be comfortable talking to anybody and trying to figure out what made people tick so I can in turn make them laugh. So it was a fun experience. And then one day, somebody called and said, "Hey, all that college debt you racked up, you got to pay for." Um,
Hate when that
so I
happens.
got a big boy job and joined the car business. That was right after the real estate bubble, and jobs were not plentiful. So car dealerships were still hiring. So at a young age, I joined the car business, sold cars for a year, moved up, filled every position for about 15 years, ended up as a sales director and for Hendrick Automotive Group, and loved my time there. But then I had two wonderful girls, and 80 hours a week just wasn't going to cut it. So I called an audible and completely shifted careers later in life, which was scary and uncomfortable, but found Shiv and Radin Dynamics and have been loving it ever since. So got a good work-life balance, and I love what I do because um, when I was in the car business, we use CRM every day. Customer relationship management. It's just the
Hmm.
software that we use to follow up and do sales. Um, so I use my end user experience in the car business to translate into finding and building solutions for people that might need CRM.
I
So that's
love
how I
how
got
that
here. It's
connects,
kind of a weird path.
but it's what you're meant to do. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I feel that way too.
Are you related to the Hendrick family?
No, but he told me I could tell people that.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I would totally use it.
Oh yeah, Mr. H. He came, amazing person, like truly incredible man. But he came to our dealership. I was at the Sandy Springs Toyota location, and he came to visit. We hit some records, and he brought fruit baskets and just shook every single person's hand.
Oh,
What a great servant leader! It's such a great person. But yeah, he said, yeah, if anybody comes in the dealership, you just tell them you run the place. We got the same name, so I was like,
that's a benefit. I mean, how could you not?
right. I never did, but he did give me that
That's
right.
so
But
funny.
yeah, no actual relation that I'm aware of, but happy to have worked for him for as many years as I did.
That's awesome. I love that. I bought my car from Rick Hendrick, so kind of have a connection there.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So you said you work with Shiv,
Yes,
and he is the owner of Radin Dynamics.
yeah, he's the CEO of Radin Dynamics, and he worked for another company for a very long time, and that firm specialized in manufacturing and AEC companies, which is architecture, engineering, and construction. So he has a background in that, but his passion is with manufacturing because of his plant background. So he really finds joy in connecting IoT devices and doing it safely, which is a huge concern right now with all the cybersecurity.
Definitely.
But he's really good at it and he knows what he's doing. So um, if you're good at something, you should try to
Do good
monetize it
things.
and make it what you do. So that's what he did.
Definitely.
Yep.
So what has did he was he in Georgia? What brought him to Georgia? What about Georgia manufacturers
Yeah.
drew y'all in?
So he was initially in New Jersey, but he's been here for a very, very long time. Um, so I don't know exactly what brought him to Georgia. I think we did talk about some of the things, and it was definitely not wanting to shovel snow.
Hmm.
So that was part of it. But he's been here for a long time, and we both take the Georgia economy very seriously, not only from a standpoint of like, hey, we live here, we want it to be good. We feel like it's everybody's responsibility to do what they can. So while we do service manufacturers all over the country, we really do are passionate about helping Georgia manufacturers um, because I know if we make Georgia great, we make everybody great. Georgia is such a wonderful place to be. Like I mentioned, I have traveled the country and the world, and I always find myself wanting to come back here. So we want to make it a great place for our children and their children, um, and just let everybody know how awesome Georgia actually is, because I don't think people realize it until they get over here.
Yeah. I grew up not being proud of being from Georgia. I don't know why. My dad was from Mississippi and my mom was from Tennessee, and I just thought like it was lame being from Georgia. I don't know, like why
No,
that.
yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I don't know, you just want what you don't have or whatever. But now I'm like just the beauty of Georgia, the from the mountains to literally the deep south, like the swamp is
oh
is
yeah,
all is all so beautiful and so vastly different. It's crazy. And I think that also connects to our manufacturing because manufacturing in North Georgia is going to be vastly different than in Valdosta or
Right.
Middle Georgia or wherever. So I definitely think um, Georgia's pretty up there on one of the best states.
Yeah. I tend to agree. Like I said, yes, like I traveled the country. I was born in Louisiana. My dad was in the Air Force. So he was at Barksfield, I believe. Barksdale Air Force Base, I believe it's called. It doesn't exist anymore. I think it
Mhm.
burned down. Um, but his family's from Georgia, so he brought me over here when I was like 2. And I've gone back and visited Louisiana. Love the food,
Me
but I
too.
just like it better here. And the people are so nice.
Yeah.
The rolling hills, the green, it's not green right now, it's orange, yellow, and red, which is also
Hmm.
beautiful.
Yeah.
But we got 4 seasons. We have great people, great food. I think it's a great place to raise children. So I'm happy my girls are both Georgia girls.
Yeah. Me too. I definitely have a Georgia girl too. And um, so what's a success story that you could share with us from Georgia manufacturing and Radin Dynamics?
Yeah. Um, so there was a very large electronics manufacturer that this is recent. This was in 2023. This is one of our, I would say, larger clients, but they're a global electronics manufacturer, and they were under the gun of a Salesforce renewal, and they and this is not to knock Salesforce. Competition is great. I think they have a great product for certain people in certain situations. So
Hmm.
I don't say this to knock Salesforce, but they had a Salesforce renewal. They were not happy with Salesforce at the time. They didn't have enough customization, so they needed to have it replaced. The company hired another Microsoft partner to come in a year ahead of the renewal and build a Microsoft Dynamics system for them to replace Salesforce. So they didn't have to pay Salesforce $700,000. Um, so they were dealing with that partner. That partner wasn't doing a good job building the CRM. They'd actually worked on it for 3 years, or no, not 3 years, a year, and uh, basically had nothing to show for it. So they had 3 months left until the end of the contract, and they started scrambling to find somebody. They found us and said, "Hey, can you do this thing? And can you do it in 3 months?" And we're like, "That's you got 1,000 employees, $250
Hmm.
million a year annual revenue. Like this is like a large solution."
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, if you can do it, we'll pay you the money and we'll love you forever." And we're like, "Okay, fine. You sweet talked us.
If you love me
Uh,
forever, okay.
yeah, love me forever. We're done." But really, we saw it as a challenge. We knew that we could actually do it with some late nights and lots of coffee, and we actually were able to build. Uh, I would call it $1 million solution because it was a huge thing in 3 months' time. This is something that typically takes us 6 to 8 months, but
Wow.
we were able to do it. We hired some more resources. We worked very effectively and did a really good job of at the beginning doing the research. That way, we knew what the start of it looked like, what the middle of it looked like. We weren't scratching our head through the process. We had that direction, but needless to say, we saved them from that $700,000 Salesforce renewal that wasn't going to do them any justice in their current situation. And we built them a fully custom solution in 3 months. So that was in 2023, and we are still servicing uh, their CRM environment right now. And they have a sister company that we're probably going to build for as well. So I would say that was a success story.
Definitely.
A lot of fun, a huge challenge, and manufacturers know those deadlines can also always be fun.
Hmm.
But we were able to accommodate the deadline.
That is amazing. That's
Yeah,
a huge accomplishment in a very short period of time.
I have less hair, but we made it through, and
But they love you forever. It's
Yeah,
worth
and
it.
they do. They love us forever, and we love them forever. They're a great company.
Good.
So that
You got
was
to
that
make
was
those
what I would call
sacrifices
us. Huh?
for you got to make those sacrifices for those important relationships sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. And it's been good to see how they've grown since we've implemented the solution. So how what we built has made them more effective. Like that
Yeah.
just makes you feel good. Anytime you build something that works that well, we're it's a little bit of pride. So we approach every project that way, and we always want to be proud of what we build, and we don't stop until we are.
Yeah.
That's kind of another thing that sets us apart, right? It's not really about the yes, the deadline, yes, the money, all that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, if the solution doesn't work, what does it matter? So
Yeah.
we're going to be in there and tweak it and work it until it is like a true custom fit and it exactly does what you needed to do. Because
Yeah.
um, otherwise, what's the point? Uh, you
Yeah.
know,
So coming from someone who a lot of what you say, a lot of the terms that you use is like a foreign language to me.
yep,
When coming from more of the like their point of view, if they're like going on to, I guess, their computer, what is making what are y'all doing that's making their lives easier? What are they doing that's easier?
that's a great question, and that's where the plain speak part comes in. Like you said, it is like a
I
different
need that.
language. So I do have to make sure that I appeal to the technical people and the plain speak
Yes,
people. I'm a
please
plain
speak,
speak
please.
person. I hate acronyms so much, and there are a million of them,
Yeah,
and I have to know them. So
yeah,
I could. It's all alphabet soup. But to answer your question, so things that we build for people that make life easier. Um, the software that we have can help manufacturers that have marketing departments that have field service technicians. Let's say if you build a product that needs a field service technician to go out and service, we build modules for them. Marketing, field service, sales is another huge one. Your office admin staff, we have modules for them, and I'll go into how we help them all in just a second. But the other one is customer service. So if you have a call center, we can build call center functionality to you, and it really doesn't matter if you have two people in the call center, if you have 200, we can build it out. Um, and then we also connect with your ERP, your enterprise resource planning. It's basically all your numbers, your finances. Your a lot of people know QuickBooks, but it's like monster QuickBooks, right? It
yeah,
handles all your materials, all your ins and outs, and your gross profit, all that stuff. So we connect to those systems as well. But to make things easier, we put all that stuff together. So your sales guy sells a huge order. Okay, so your fulfillment department, the guys that are actually building the widget, we'll just say, they are informed immediately. It's connected. They don't have to run around with a paper ticket and go, "Hey, can you please make this for me?" It's like they're notified immediately, like we saw in the Kia plant.
mm-hmm.
Nope, nobody was talking to anybody. They had screens everywhere, and everybody knew what they were doing. That's because they had a good system.
Gotcha.
So we connect that, and then it goes to shipping, and then call center. Everybody has visibility, so everybody knows that customer Eugene Willis bought this many of this product on this date, and everybody's informed immediately. What we also do is we automate tons of stuff. So, for example, your sales team, they have 30 to 100 prospects they're calling on, trying to maintain these relationships, whether it's supply chain distributor or more of a B2C or B2B. So we'll automate those workflows so they can spend time focusing on, picking up the phone and making the call opposed to sending just a nurturing email because
Mm-hmm.
those things take a lot of time out of their day. We also utilize a lot of AI technology to summarize. So if you've been working with a contact for 2 years, which is sometimes the case with these sales cycles, instead of reading through your notes on 2 years that you've like diligently typed in, we'll have AI completely summarize everything, and prompt you with, hey, maybe you should try this. It'll grant you insights. So
Hmm.
if there's been a big happening at company A and it's been in the news, my system will tell you about it. That way you can reference it on the call. So if you have 100 or 30 prospects, you don't have to check the news every day for these companies. It will actually
Hmm.
feed you the data. It's really cool.
That
It's
is
like
really
mind
cool.
blowing.
AI is crazy.
I use it myself. So if I was doing something the other day and the system said, hey, you should check out Underwood Ammo, and I was like, who is Underwood Ammo? It was
Is
like,
that
hey,
who
it's
we
a
were talking about?
yeah,
Yeah,
and it
we
was
got to
like,
talk
hey,
about them.
you should call them. They're moving to Georgia. They're spending $41 million on a facility. I was like,
Yeah.
how did you do that? But this
They
is what
do.
geniuses like Shiv can build in with a sales research agent. It's so cool.
That is so cool.
And I mean, to just summarize it, I would say automation. So if there are daily reports, from your office staff, it's going to automatically populate those things. With your IoT devices, things that we do to make things easier, is we'll pull in the data, the raw data from your actual machine, and we'll build an algorithm so it will start spotting things like suggested preventative maintenance or anomalies. And you can do that from your computer opposed to having to rely on the machine operator. Let's say he's taking a bathroom break, but the machine is idling. It's still active, but something's going wrong. You have full unification of the data. So your operations manager sees a little notification on his phone that says, "Hey, machine 21 is overheating, or there's some major vibrations. You need to go check it out." So it's just a connection of data unification that makes everybody work a lot better.
Yeah.
And once we pull out that machine data, we also see we can start making historical insights come up. So, if we know this has done this on these four machines that are the same, we can start making conclusions and then build that into the AI so they can look for those things in the future.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like a sampling. There's like a million things
Hmm.
that we can automate and do to make life more efficient and effective. A lot of it has to do with the reporting that is yielded from connecting all that. So your C-suite or your directors all have like succinct visibility on all of the data, and we use Power BI, which is a beautiful um, reporting Microsoft platform that makes everything look very pretty and digestible and interactive. So that
Yeah.
was a really long answer.
No, that's what I needed.
Okay.
It gets confusing for me sometimes because I'm like, I get it, but I also the letters and the all the words, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh yeah,
So
I
I
still
really
feel that way
appreciate you.
sometimes, Kenzie. Don't worry.
Even like teaching, we had so many different just nicknames for things and just like, oh my God, so many things to remember. And I'm like, my mind gets confused with that part of my life and this part of my life. And I'm
Oh yeah,
like, oh my God.
I really think they should, instead of acronyms, just make them more fun names. I
I
would have a
know.
like
Yeah.
go like let's channel our Dr. Seuss or something.
Yes. We need to have nicknames, funny names, acronyms, just they're too hard for everybody.
I agree.
Okay, this was super helpful, and I know people are going to want to reach out to you um, for either acting lessons or maybe
Absolutely.
car sales information.
Yeah, yeah. I'll teach them
Um,
how to get a good rate. I know that's
yeah,
important.
since you're a Hendrick,
I could give them some pointers on that. Yeah.
So how can people get in touch with you? What's the best way?
Yeah, best way is typically on you can go my LinkedIn. It's Mr. Parker Hendricks is my LinkedIn tag. That's the only one that was available. Apparently there are 404 other Parker Hendricks in Atlanta somehow.
Dang.
So I'm Mr. Parker Hendricks. Sounded professional. But radindynamics.com as well. You can schedule a meeting there. And my email address is there, so you can reach me, and my calendar link is there as well.
Awesome. And of course, you're in our directory, and you come to a lot of our events, so people can easily find your Mr. Parker Hendricks on our LinkedIn as well. But thank you for being here for our member spotlight, and I think this went great.
Yeah, it was so good to be here, and I thank you guys for taking the time to spotlight us. It's been a pleasure.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.